So in this video I tried out ultralight lure fishing for the first time and it didn't disappoint, with me ending up catching a couple of nice perch out the canal. So let's get right into the video and I'll see you down on the bank. This evening on the canal I'm going to be coming ultralight lure fishing for some perch. It's 4:30 in the evening right now, leaving me with 2 hours down the canal to catch a couple of perch, which is very doable, especially with ultralight lures. To do this today I'm going to be using one of my new rods. If you remember in the last lure fishing video I did, I used one of Fish with Carl's rods, his light lure rod. In this video I'm going to be using the ultralight one, which is very flimsy. It's a very sensitive rod. If you look at the end there, I don't know if you can see the hole. It's very tiny, but it seems like a great rod, and it seems like it'll hold a good fight with a decent sized perch. I do already have a lure on. These are the smallest lures that I own at the moment. I've got one there, one in my pocket, and then I've got a really small size 0 spinner. If I want to change to that, I can. Where I am right now, I can't really lure fish at the moment because up there, it's covered in leaves on the surface and a tree's gone in because of a storm we had about 2 days ago now. And it's the same here. There's a bunch of leaves that I'll just get snagged on. So I'm going to make my way on down to the narrow section again because I love that place. So let's see if I can catch a nice perch on this rod here. Let's get right into it. I'm just going to make my way on down the canal now, stroll down this section as I usually do with the lure dangling in the water, and then when I get to the narrow section I'll get casting out around there for a good 2 hours. I'm on the stretch I'm going to be fishing now. I've had the lure dangled in the margin all the way here, but I've had no bites and I've just picked up a couple of snags along the way. So I'm going to get to casting on this stretch now, and I'll actually try and catch something here. Now last time I came here, which was last Sunday and it's now a Sunday, so a week ago today I came here fishing for perch on the light lure rod, and I had about 4 perch hooked and I lost every single one of them. I don't know what was up with me that day, but I just kept losing all the perch. So today hopefully that's not the case, and if I do pick up a perch bite then I won't lose it. I'm nearing the location now. It's a lovely sunny evening right now as well. It's freezing cold outside, but the sun's providing a nice bit of warmth at the moment. But I reckon the second I get to the spot just down the towpath here, it'll go chilly again because it's just covered in trees there. But I'm entering the narrow section right now. As you can see, it goes from wide to narrow there. I've kind of avoided casting anywhere up there because I wanted to have as much time as possible down here because I'm more than likely to catch down here than up there. So I'd rather spend more time down here. But anyway, let's put you on the chest mount and get the first few casts out. Let's see how well this thing casts in. I haven't properly used it yet, so I'm just going to give it a side toss down to there. That was quite nice actually. Casted it really nicely. This lure though, I'm going to have to let it sink because it's so light it'll take a little bit of time to sink. I think it's a 3 gram jig head, which is not very weighty at all. Would you look at this though, a boat's on its way down the second I get to the place. I haven't seen a single boat active on the canal until now. How typical. Hopefully that boat didn't disturb the swim an awful lot. I don't think it did, seeing as it come past quite slowly, and that's good because it doesn't stir up the bottom of the water a lot, whereas if the boat comes past fast it disturbs the swim quite a lot. So I'll still be able to catch, and hopefully that's the last barge I see today. Let's get back to the casting out anyway. That was a nice little one. Tossed out into the middle. I'm still using the same tactics, just letting it sink right down to the bottom and kind of spinning it in. Every 2 seconds I'll just give it a little toss like that, and then I'll jerk the end of the rod to make the lure have a nice effect in the water so a perch is more likely to think it's realistic and attack it. I've moved down quite a bit since I last spoke. I'm about halfway down the narrow bit now. I've spent a good 20 minutes casting from there to here though, and nothing came up there, so it's fine. It seems to me that down there there's a bit that widens open, like I mentioned last video, and that's where I hooked every single one of my perch in the last video I did on this canal. So it seems like the old spot where I used to catch the perch up there on the lures has gone a little bit dud, and down there's better now. But still I'll try these locations because there could be one anywhere. Okay, so now I'm in the more widened open section in the narrow bit, and then it goes narrow again there, and I've got about an hour remaining, so I'll go and explore down that bit because I never really go down there anymore, and I haven't been lure fishing down there in quite some time. So I'll give that a go once I've had about half an hour in this spot here because I feel like I'll catch something here. Right, I've run into my first issue of the session. I got snagged and my jig head didn't come off, but I lost the lure of the jig head. So I'm gonna get one of my lures out of my pocket and put that on. I think I'll put the spinner on. Here's the spinner I'm putting on. It's very tiny. It's very light and perfect for this light lure rod. Anyway, the spinner's now attached to the end of the rod, which is perfect. I'm quite intrigued to see how well the spinner does because I've never used a spinner on this section of canal for perch, and they're meant to be really good for perch, so let's give it a shot. First cast out with the spinner, casted quite nicely. Now with the spinner I can kind of keep consistently reeling in on the reel, just at a slow pace like what I'm doing now. I do have to let it sink a bit though because, as I said, it's really light and it'll take a little bit of time for it to sink, so I'm pretty sure that will have sunk by now and I can start reeling it again. It's quite nice this lure fishing, as you know. Let me just pause myself right there. At this moment in time I randomly hooked into a nice little perch. Here we go, I've got a fish on. I've got a perch, yes. Just look at that, first proper cast out with the spinner. And I've caught me a little perch. Absolutely buzzing with that. What a lovely little fish. I'll get him on hook now, but that's the first fish caught on the new rod. Easy on hook, because it's barbless. What a nice surprise he was though. I did not expect to catch this fish. He's only a small perch, but he is very nice. Anyway, let's get this little fella back in the water. First perch of the session. Off he goes. Yes, come on. I've not blanked today. Spinner works a treat. Literally the first cast I had out with it, or second, I can't remember. I caught a perch. That must be saying something. Let's get back at it then. To be honest, he came as a right shock. I did not expect to catch that perch at all. I think I was literally just about to say that I enjoy this lure fishing because you never know what to expect. That was the sentence that was about to leave my mouth. And then the perch got hooked. That was nice. I hope now that I've caught a little one, that I'll catch a really big one now. I want to see how much of a fight this ultralight lure rod will put up with, because I think if I hook into a monster perch, it's going to bend like quite a lot, and I want to see it bend. Real quick, I'm going to make my way down to the next bridge, and then I'll start making my way back up to this place, just because I want to explore this next little bit of canal, which I never really lure fish. So let's do that. I think the last time I lure fished down this place, I went under the bridge there and got a pretty decent sized perch hooked, but I didn't land it, unfortunately. But I'm talking about a year ago now. That was quite a long time back, and I haven't really fished it since. So I might as well try it while I'm down here. I've got 45 minutes now until sunset, so that's plenty of time. I'm just here at the moment, and I've been listening down by that bridge, and I can hear what sounded to be like a chicken clucking away. I don't know if you can hear it there. But the more and more I listen now, it sounds like a very large boat engine. So that means a barge is heading its way towards me, unfortunately. So I'm going to quickly get as much fishing as I can done in this section before that barge hits. Here it comes now. Very, very loud boat engine. Well, that was a very old boat, that was, and a very old engine, because you can still hear it chugging away from here. Sounds quite nice, actually. Now he's gone, I can get back to fishing. And to be fair, he came past quite slow, just like the last boat that come past, so the fish will still be in place. I'm down at the next bridge now though, and under that bridge was where I hooked into a decent sized perch before. So let's see if there's any there today. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bounce off the wall, bounce right into the water, and I find that's one of the best ways to fish under a bridge, just bounce it off the wall. And it bounces right back down. It's just quite fun. I've just climbed on top of the bridge because I want to see what's up here. I've never actually been on top of it. It's quite a nice pathway, to be honest. I know what's down there. There's just a big farmyard and a nice big house, but it's all private, so I ain't gonna go onto the land. But that's a nice view, that is. Anyway, I had a good 20 casts under that bridge, and the most I got was a snag. Nothing came from it, so I'm gonna make my way back up to that bit now and hopefully get some more perch, at least one more. I'm back up here now. I'm right there, is exactly where I've hooked into a perch just, and I know for a fact that there's more to catch here, so let's get back at it. You can really tell now that it's autumn time. Obviously the canal is covered in leaves, browning leaves. The floor here is covered in a bunch of oak leaves and everything, and the trees are starting to lose their colour, and obviously the days are getting shorter and colder, so yeah, autumn is on board. Anyway, I've got about 20 minutes remaining now. Sun sets at 6:36 p.m. and it's currently 6 minutes past 6, leaving me with half an hour, actually, not 20 minutes, but I'll probably leave in 20 minutes anyway, just because I want to get home before dark. So I'm giving myself 20 minutes now to catch me a fish. But anyway, so far, I'm really loving this new ultralight rod. It's definitely built to last, very strong, and it's nice to hold, I'll be honest. It's really light. If you look there, it's got perfect hand placement, so your hand can fit really nicely around the reel. The rod itself's a pretty neat design. Same as the other one, it's got the logo on the bottom there, and it's got the logo there, which is pretty neat. And if you want to get yourself one of these rods, I'll leave the link to them in the description of the video, so you can go and check them out for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way up to the next bridge, and that'll be where I end the video, and it'll take me about 15 minutes to get up there if I fish and walk at the same time. So I'm going to have maybe 5 more casts in this location, and then I'll make some tracks up that way. I had about 9 more casts on this little bit here, so I'm going to make my way back up now. I'm back up here now, and there's 2 little baby moorhens ahead of me there, diving in and out. Oh, I've got a fish on actually. Ignore them for a moment. I've got some on. Wow. Oh, he's a nice little perch. I say a little, he's pretty big actually. He ain't massive though. The rod put up a decent fight though. Here we go then, guys. Very unexpected catch he was. And he's the second perch of the session. Maybe moving up here wasn't a bad idea after all. I've had 2 perch and this one actually put up a good scrap. So I'm really happy I've caught him. And that, I can tell you now, that rod's great. It puts up a really good fight. About time I get this bad boy released now. I do love the look of perch though. I love their spines on them. He's got a pretty big one, he has actually. I've never been stung by one of them. I'm very lucky. But let's just crouch down and get this guy back in the water. off he swims now. The spinner's doing me well today. Really glad I lost that lure now and that I had to switch to it. I'm going to try and get one even bigger than that one now, because I've caught one small one. I've had that one, which was a pretty medium-sized perch. Now I just need to catch a slab, which isn't exactly hard in this section where I am. I've caught some lovely perch from out this place here, the biggest one being 1.5 pounds, and I can imagine there's some heavier ones than that in here. I'm leaving the narrow section now. I don't know when I'll be back here, maybe soon, maybe not, but I'm making my way back up now. I'm glad I stuck it out a little bit longer in that narrow section, because I would never have caught that perch otherwise. I'm going to make my way to the end of this stretch and have like 5 minutes up there, see if I can get anything from under the little bridge what's up there. If not, then I'll shoot off home. Right, I've reached the end of the stretch and I'm at that little bridge part I was on about. I saw some perch jumping along here when I was walking down earlier to the narrow part. I had a couple of casts out off camera, but I didn't get lucky and hook any. Maybe now will be a different story. I don't believe I'm going to catch anything though, no, because I've never really got that lucky up here. I don't know what the time is actually, I'll have a look. Oh, there we are, it's past right now. So I've got 6 minutes before the sun starts to set, and then within about 10 minutes it'll just be pitch black, so I need to get home pretty soon. So I'll have one more cast and hope for the best. Here goes nothing. That was a decent cast right underneath the thing over there, a little platform. I'll bring it in slowly. If I'm gonna get a bite, it'll be around about now where I am. So if I don't get anything, then I won't get a fish. Nah, my lure's come in. Oh well, I caught two lovely perch this video. What more can I ask for? I'm just gonna make some tracks over here now, up to the bridge, and I'll wrap the video up over there. So then, I think I've had a really good session today, considering I never really catch on lures. I've done well. I'm really impressed with this ultralight rod. I've never really been ultralight lure fishing before, and I'm sure there's even more light lures than what I was using today out there, like really tiny ones, which I'll get some in the future and use this rod to use them. But today I had a successful session on ultralight lures, so I'm really pleased with that. But that's all I've got for you. I would stay longer, but the sun's setting, so I can't. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications once you've done all that, so you never miss another video in the future. Go and follow my Instagram, wilf_fishing. I'll leave a link for that in the description. If you want to help support this channel by becoming a member, the link for that will also be in the description. Again, the link for this rod will be in the description of the video as well. So there's lots of links in this video description. But yeah, that's all for now, guys. So I'll see you all back here in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one, but peace for now.